The room held its breath, a frozen blow of unspoken tension, every eye fixed on the two figures at its center. 100 different stories, 100 different lives, all paused in a single, shared moment, waiting. Two forces, John and Paul, locked in a silent standoff, each a mirror of the other's pain, ready to break the air. Was thick, heavy with the ghosts of past encounters. The echoes of cruel laughter and the weight of words left unsaid. It felt like the world was waiting for a signal, a sign to either step forward or retreat. Paul's hands gripped his lunch tray, his knuckles white, a slight tremor running through his fingers. It was a battle fought in the space of a few heartbeats. His courage, so hard-won, began to crack under the immense pressure of John's quiet storm. But storms don't just pass by. They gather strength, they build, and then without warning they explode. The silence stretched thinner and thinner until it was as fragile as glass, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. This wasn't just about a single moment. It was about every moment that had led up to it, and then chaos. The explosion wasn't a physical blow, not a punch or a shove. It was a torrent of words, a flood of raw, unfiltered pain. History, long buried, was unleashed in a furious stream. Every whispered taunt, every dismissive laugh, every time someone looked away and chose silence, it all collided in that single volcanic moment. Chairs scraped against the floor as students recoiled. Trays clattered, forgotten. The frozen silence was replaced by a cacophony of gasps, nervous whispers, and the sound of a story finally being told, screamed into the suffocating quiet. This was no ordinary high school fight over a trivial matter. This was a breaking point, a reckoning. You could see it on every face in the room. Wide eyes, mouths agape, the shock of witnessing something raw and deeply real. The storm had finally found its voice, a voice that had been suppressed for far too long, and now the entire school, whether they wanted to or not, was going to hear it. The invisible walls of their comfortable ignorance were crumbling down, and the truth was flooding in, messy and undeniable. The echoes of the outburst hung in the air, slowly fading as the scene dissolves into darkness. The cafeteria, once a stage for this dramatic eruption, recedes into silence once more, but it's a different kind of silence now, heavier, more meaningful. The quiet has been shattered, and nothing will ever be the same again. This was Creative Talk, The Return Part 15, The Explosion. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow to see what happens next.